Miles Davis was most notably responsible for really formulating bebop. Bebop is essentially really fast jazz music that relies heavily on chord changes. Let's take a look at a song called Donnelly, came out in 1947. This is a great example of bebop music. After heavily participating in the bebop scene, Miles Davis went to George Russell for advice on how to approach jazz differently. George explained to him that he had this idea called the Lydian chromatic concept of tonal organization. Miles preferred to call it modal jazz. Instead of relying on chord changes like typical jazz, modal jazz relies on modes. Modes are defined as a set of different scales defined by the intervals between the notes within them. So let's actually compare what normal traditional jazz sounds like comparatively to modal jazz. Here's a traditional jazz song called Blues by Five. And then here's a modal jazz song called Flamenco Sketches. Miles once said in an interview, "The challenge here when you work in the modal way is to see how inventive you can become melodically. It's not like when you base stuff on chords and you know at the end of 32 bars the chords have run out, and there's nothing to do but repeat what you've done with the variations." Ultimately, modal jazz allowed for freedom. The best example of this is in Milestones. So at this point you're probably wondering how any of this matters to today's music. Let me show you. Here's some songs that you may know that use the modal jazz theory.